Hey folks, happy May and welcome to another episode of Plan A Conversations. We had a couple of weeks off just to recharge our buttons after that fire and amazing interview with Gloria L. Williams, CEO and founder of Foot Danny. And I cannot tell you how just robust that interview was, and also how much email I received, and also how much fan mail for Oprah I received as a result of that email. And so, just for everyone who is sending me notes and wanting to get the hookup, I have not met Oprah as of yet, but thank you for manifesting and putting that into the universe. But no, I do not, as of today, knock on wood, anything is possible, have that direct link to Oprah. And please know that thank you for your messages, but unfortunately, I cannot pass those messages on. But if you're interested in, again, more of that aha moment kind of effect, listen to this podcast. We are the kings and queens of manifestation, and even the story that Gloria had for how she discovered her own purpose and how she got to the ranks on the level of Oprah is some great tools and wisdom to show you how you can also do that for yourself. And again, hey, listen, Oprah's not the only person in the world who can support you in making your dreams come true. I know, for even myself, I have goals and aspirations for all the different people that I would love to have mentor me, love to be in their circle and things like that. But remember, there's so many other fish in the sea who can support you and who are mentors and beacons of light, example, and folks who can get you to where you really want to go if you listen to their stories, hear how they did it, and put some grit and some work behind those initiatives. Okay. So thank you so much for your emails. Keep them coming to me. Just so you know, the next couple of weeks, some great, amazing podcasts. Next week, we have a young lady who is a friend of Amanda Stecco, Ashley Oken, who's coming on to talk about her COVID realizations, what transpired with her throughout COVID-19 and how her career has shifted. And so if you Google her, you'll see her entertainment. Wealth of knowledge and her background that she has incredibly robust. And I cannot wait to interview her to hear what actually changed for her during COVID and what her new mission and purpose actually is. Following that is this really interesting guy. And you may know him from Clubhouse. He has the largest following in the UK. And just has really created an incredible life for himself. Just recently had a partnership with Ted Baker, and I mean, incredible. And so you can follow him at Abraxas on Clubhouse. And how I know him was when he used to work at the asset management firm here in New York City, BlackRock. He and I met right at the precipice of an incredible story that he'll share with us as to how and why he left the corporate career behind and what he's doing now, creating and influencing culture around the world. And that literally from the time he was at BlackRock to where he's at right now and all these huge partnerships that he has, the period was not that long. So I hope you stick around for that conversation in the next week. And again, we're keeping some really great stories coming to you. So listen, this week I want to talk to you and have a Klay update. And it's about what May actually is. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And as some of you may know, and I talked about it before in previous episodes, I partner with Mike Simone of Human Fit Project. Again, Mike Simone of Human Fit Project. And if you're looking for the most incredible life transformational workouts that has a really great purpose and mission statement, the intention behind him creating all these incredible workouts and the different collaborators he's had throughout his time as the founder of Human Fit Project is really amazing, and is actually how I got my fitness transformation. I'll talk a little bit about that later on. But in addition to all that Mike is doing, he reached out to me about partnering. We're trying to figure out ways in which we can utilize his gift of fitness training as well as my gift of being a wellness coach. And as Mike's Genius had it, we decided to create this 4-part editorial series that would focus on one aspect of mental fitness right before Mental Health Awareness Month. And so all of April, every Sunday, we would kick off a week talking about one area that was really, really important, or that's really important to not only strengthen your physical fitness, but more importantly, to strengthen your mental fitness. What are blocks and what are things that can impede your success in terms of literally getting all that you want out of life and getting all that you want not out of your workout, but also your relationships. And so here are just 4 of the topics that we came up with. The first one was how to manifest a breakthrough moment. The second one was how to overcome the unexpected. The third one, which is a really great one, they're all really great, but this is really cool too. Discover the hidden benefits of meditation. And the last one that just came out last Sunday was how to conquer self limiting beliefs. And for our purposes, I want to go over a couple of those features for our conversation and time today, because I know so many people are at this precipice in life where they're trying to figure out, do they want to stay in this career, stay in this relationship, stay in this house, stay in this country, stay in so many things. And that's what COVID-19 did for us. It taught us not only to appreciate the things that we have in life and the things that we want out of life, but also it revealed to us areas that we are stuck, where stagnation is just running rampant, and different areas that we really need to shift and change. There's nothing like being at home where you really can't go out into the world. Because of safety measures. And every day you're constantly forced to look at your habits, to look at your belief systems, to look and see the things that you have been trying to avoid, the things that needed a conversation, the things, that maybe not needed as much conversation, and really also places and spaces that really need a lot of faith. And so COVID brought up a lot of things for us. And so we thought it'd be a really great opportunity to create this really interesting mental fitness expose. And so one of the first parts of this, and if you go to Human Fit Project, you can follow along with me or just listen to this, especially for our audio listeners. The number one thing that we started to do to talk about how to manifest a breakthrough moment. And that breakthrough moment that I talk about here is literally how do you position yourself? Yes, you can. How do you position yourself to have a breakthrough moment, to move beyond the barriers of the past, to move beyond your present circumstance, to move beyond self pity, self victimization, and also areas in your life where you've been fearful and kind of scared to make that shift and make the change that you know that you want? The first part that I say in here is start with what comes naturally to you. It was literally over the course of, I think, the 2008 Olympics. I was sitting in in my friend Kay Monet's living room, and we were having conversation. We both are fitness enthusiasts and we love competitive sports. And she actually ran track, was a decathlete at LSU. And we're talking about all the myriad of ways in which athletes, are so wonderful and they're great. And I'm looking at the ring and the Olympic ring, and I was like, the ring is kind of fluid. There was the opening ceremony. And so I created, talk about being at the right place at the right time and also being in a space to manifest a breakthrough moment, the a symbol and the exercise that would become my welcome and my welcome exercise, as well as the way in which I would onboard my clients and walk them through a process, came from the Olympic ring. And what I mean by that is I think of things in circles. And so there was an easy circle, there was a median circle, and then there was a growth edge circle. And it just spontaneously came to me. And so when I say in this particular phase of start with what comes naturally to us, when we are in a state of panic, a state of dis-ease, when we are in a space of confusion, the first step seems so daunting. We want to take the leap off the cliff, but we're just too afraid that we're not going to have a landing that's going to be soft. We typically gravitate towards the things that come hard for us, that are our growth edge. Whenever we're in a moment of change, whenever we're in a moment of new beginnings, or when we're in a moment of fear, we tend to gravitate towards the things that are difficult for us rather than, you've guessed it, the things that come natural for us, the things that are easy for us. And so the first part of being able to manifest or to even start that breakthrough moment, look at your life and ask yourself, what are things that come easy for you that only you can do and you can do well? And the conversation that we got from our Facebook, our IG live was, well, what do you mean? It seems like you're asking us to gloss over or negate our growth edges. And that's actually not what I'm doing. If we focus in on the things that come easiest and we write in our circle, in that easy circle, all of the things you're talking about, your career, what are things that come easy? You're talking about relationship, what are things that come easy for you? Creative pursuits, all of those things, write them down in their circle. And then if you also write down in your growth edge circle the things that are difficult for you, the things you're trying to grow through and really honest about, you can utilize one thing or two from your easy circle to push your growth edge circle or thing to the median and so forth. And so, what I mean by that, if you are somebody who growth edge is impatience, right? You are just not a patient person. However, intuition is something that comes very easy to you. If you have really great intuition, you are then able to anticipate the next step of what you need to do in order to support your outcomes. So, what does that say to me? It says that when you listen to your gut and you understand that very clearly, you can utilize that skill set to say to yourself, no matter how long it takes, I might be impatient, I'm growing through that. I know because I have amazing intuition that the next step, then the next step, and the next step is guided in divine intuitive being. Your intuitive part of yourself, your gut feeling, knows that you are in the right place at the right time. And then this step, then that step is the best step for you. And so if your intuition game is something that comes easy for you and you're an impatient person, you can negate the impatient and throw that thing right out the window, because no matter how long it takes, you know that your intuition will never fail you. Okay. So that's one of the examples. Another part of the third thing in this first editorial series article, how to manifest your breakthrough moment, strengthen your ask muscle. And that's ASK, not ASS. And what I mean by that is, there are so many people that I talk to, even just for a 45-minute consultation. People who come on the podcast and they share their stories. The number one thing that has allowed people to manifest a breakthrough moment is asking their network, asking their tribe, asking friends, asking new people to support them in whatever their outcome is. And so I'm not saying go and just start asking people and your deck's not tight. Your your um your packaging isn't tight, your pitch isn't tight, your work is not tight. Make sure that you're in a space where you can go ahead and be able to have that elevator pitch. You're able to share whatever your creative idea is and start asking people. Even in the episode with Gloria Williams, the foot nanny, she got to where she was in various spaces is because she asked people to work with her. And in the example that she talked about when she was able to work with Oprah for the first time, she asked her glam squad, if you just give me one shot, that's all I need, I will be able to show you, I'll be able to show Oprah what it is that I can do. And by her not only being able to be in a space of readiness, but also in a space of asking the opportunity was available for her. And that's something that I do all the time. People come to me and they ask me um, in so many different seasons of my life, can you do this? Can you do that? And I support that. And so, what I share with you is, and what I really would love for you to think about, just like we're pumping iron in our biceps and we're strengthening our pecs, we're strengthening our legs, you have to strengthen the muscle that is asking you to learn how to ask so that you can get to where you want to go, especially to manifest the breakout moment. The next part of this is unearth your fears. Listen now, people have so much stuff around telling other people, around saying out loud what you are fearful of. And the good thing about being able to say out loud what you are fearful of, you can speak it out. It's now have left your body. You've written it out, you've said it out loud. And so now that you have said that, you know that if anything comes in your way that's preventing you from moving forward in life anyway, you know what that is fear creeping up on you. And it's just a thought. And the thought and this idea of fear, it can be changed because you have taken the power away from it by being able to speak and say that out loud. And the last part of this first article, How to Manifest a Breakthrough Moment, is determine the next step, then the next step, then the next step. So many people come to me and the conversations I have is the number one thing is this seems so big. There's no way I can conquer all that I really want to conquer. There's no way that I can do all of this work, Klay, that you're asking me to do. It's a lot. And what I tell them is this is the inverse of that saying that people have of you can't see, the forest for the trees. What you want to do is see the trees first and then see the forest. You're going to work backwards. So, what I mean by that, what is the next best right step for you to take in this present moment to support your plan A, to support whatever your goal is? You're not thinking about everything long term. What is the first step you can take right now? And once you take that step and you're in a space of comfort in terms of like, oh, wow, this is really working for me. This is really working for me. Now let me look at the forest. What then is the next step, the next tree that I can plant to get me to the forest? So does that make sense with you, for you? Think about all of the things that you want to do and cut it down to bite-sized chunks and be able to do it step by step by step by step. Take the pressure off of you. All right. And so I'm also going to do our very last editorial piece, How to Conquer Self-Limiting Beliefs. I really love this, and a lot of you really love this. It was one of the most saved article features on Mike's website, Human Fit Project. So the first part that I talk about on how to conquer self-limiting beliefs is, and this is one of my favorite things to do, dig into your past. Dig into your past. Whenever I'm talking to somebody and I ask them about their fears and I ask them about, the origins of where that belief came from to back up the fear, 9 times out of 10, people tell me, I have no idea. I have no idea where it actually came from. So, how do we then conquer this? Great question. When people are exercising this thing of fear, and especially when it's a new thing that you want to do, it's not the first time. It's not the first time. And so, what I tell people to do is to think about what were some of the major life moments or life lessons in your lived experience where you had a great sense of fear. Because now what we're going to do is create the blueprint that was set up for you. Where did it come from? Who taught you about fear? I have one client who said to me that her fear of money comes from her father coming home every week, every week, every week, constantly saying, well, we can't do this and we can't do that because if we do this, the money's going to not be there. The money's going to be taken away from us. We have to be very, very, very conservative. We can afford that bike, but we can't get you that bike. We can afford that book, but we can't get you that book. And then I said to her, well, were you guys poor? Did you live, on the poverty level? And she goes, no, we were actually, upper class. But even though she grew up with a lot of money and had generational wealth, the fear of not having from her father caused her the fear of not being able to have. And so all the opportunities that she wants to create for herself by investing the money that she actually has in her pocket in herself that she can afford, she was not able to do that. And so we worked through that example, then the next, and then the next. And what we realized was the fear that she had been living with has been manufactured by other people, i.e., her parents. And I was telling her, let's talk about this without judgment, without blame or shame. We're just unearthing and digging up the past and being able to figure out where these things came from. And she realized that, as I said, the fear wasn't real. These were thoughts and experiences from somebody else's life that then became a part of her life. Once we were able to name that and be able to help her understand where that came from, all right, the idea of conquering her self-limiting beliefs, bam, was taken care of just like that. The next thing that we talk about in this piece is put it on paper. And by her being able to write down what I call, again, that blueprint, you're able to call yourself on the things that that are not true, the things that you have made up, and also be able to hold yourself accountable, which is that last piece of the puzzle for how to conquer self-limiting beliefs. So listen, this full-on 4-part series I think is incredible. I think it is one of the best features that I've been a part of before, because we really take a solid and substantive look into the ways in which we stay stagnant, the ways in which we are not able to fully live out our purpose, our calling, the things we hold on to in the past, the things that keep us from really living the life that we truly want to live. And so it's been great to bring to you this Klay update. So much is happening in my life. And it's so funny as I am talking about how to manifest a breakthrough moment and this 4-part editorial series, I have been living out these exact same steps with you all and also doing my fine tuning because, again, this is life work. And what I tell people all the time is this isn't easy work. And if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Everybody would be doing it. But what I will say is this is some of the most rewarding work that you will ever do in your life. Guys, thanks so much for taking time to join me for another Plan A conversation. Again, we're back with the interview season of Plan A Season 7 next week. And I look forward to bringing to you some of our really best and most amazing conversation. You can learn more about me by visiting clayswilliams.com. And I'm on all your favorite social media by the handle of @Plan A with Klay. Folks, that's @Plan A with Klay. Remember that Klay is with a K. Thanks for listening. I love you for listening. I look forward to seeing you in our very next episode of Plan A Conversations. Peace, guys.